Hello everyone, mi nombre es Inglés Iүmedio N, profesora de formación que ayuda a la profesora Carla Vincheira, and we're starting with Unit 2. Yes, Unit 2, what will happen if? And we're going to start first with the vocabulary. In this case, the vocabulary is about geography, okay? So I will show you the words in this unit. Okay, so geography. We start with cliff and ocean. Okay, so ocean refers to this here, full of water. What's the difference between sea and ocean? The ocean is bigger than the sea. There are many oceans, Indic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and they are bigger than sea. So if you are confused, sea is smaller and ocean covers a larger area, okay? And here we have a cliff. This part here is a cliff, okay? So here we have the ocean, and then we have here this elevation is quite high. This here is a cliff. Now we have a beach and the forest. Okay, as you can see here we have water, the ocean, and this here is the beach, which is covered in sand. Okay, so this here in which we have many trees is a forest. Okay, so the beach is the sandy area before you get into the water, okay? And a forest is full of trees. Now, what's the difference between wood and forest? Because they are similar, right? They are bosque en español. So what's the difference? So a wood covers a small area, okay? And a forest covers a large area. The density is higher in the case of forest, more trees per square meter. Okay, so in the case of wood, you cover a smaller area than in the case of a forest. And in the case of forest, the density of trees is higher, so you find more trees in the forest. Now we have coast. Okay, in this case, we have the sea, the beach here, which is this part covered by sand, and this here is the coast. So in this case we are referring to a place close to the sea. That is not the beach, of course, because the beach is this place in which we have sand, and the coast is a place close to the sea. So as we can see here we have many houses, cars, etc. This is a city that's in the coast. So all the people who live here, they live in the coast. Okay, so they live near the sea, close to the sea, so they live in the coast. Now an island. An island is a small piece of land which is completely surrounded by water. As you can see here, we have water all over the place. So this is an island. Now we have valley. Okay, so when we have two hills or mountains, I mean elevations of land, what you do is that in between you have a space of land, plain land. This is an area of lowland between hills or mountains. Y cuando hay dos montañas o dos cerros, entre medio de esos dos cerros o montañas hay un área de tierra plana, o sea, de tierra que no está elevada. Eso es valley. Okay? And in this case we have a river. running through the valley. Now we have mountain and hill. What's the difference? Mountains are higher than hills, son más altas que los cerros. Mountains have a summit or peak. As you can see here, we have a summit, also called a peak. But in the case of hills, we don't have a summit. They have a rounded top. As you can see here, it's rounded. But in this case, we have a summit. Now we have a lake. Okay, in the case of lake, we have here water, and it is enclosed by land. We have land here, and there is no water movement. This water here has no movement. El agua no tiene movimiento, es solo agua que llega pero no se mueve, como ven acá. In the case of a river, there is water movement. As you can see here, the river flows in this direction. There is a flow of fresh water across the land into the sea, a lake, or another river. So it flows in a direction. For example, in this case, we have a river, and the water is moving here and reaches a lake. As you can see here, we have a lake, no water movement, but in this case, we have a river with water movement, and that the water goes to the lake. Now we have a waterfall, and the word pretty much describes it. When water is falling, okay? Waterfall. Here we have a volcano, which we have here smoke coming out of it. It can erupt. Puede haber una erupción en este caso. And here we have a volcano erupting. And here we have lava coming out of the volcano. Now we have a desert. Okay, I think that you already know this word, which is when we have a place fully covered by sand, and it is a dry place, and you can find here cactus sometimes. This is a desert. Now we have rocks. Rocks are these hard things that come out of the earth, and we have different sizes of rocks and different shapes. Okay, so this was the vocabulary of the unit. Now we go to grammar. So, in the case of grammar, we have will. Okay, will. In this case, we use will to make predictions based on personal opinion. Okay, so we have affirmative and negative. First, in a sentence with will, we have first the subject. Then I have will and the verb, the main verb. So we have I will go or I'll go. That's a shortened version. Es lo mismo pero más cortito. So I have here I will go, or you will go, or he will go, etc. And in the case of a negative sentence, what we do is that we add not after will. So I will not go. I will go and I will not go. In this case, we can shorten this and say I won't go. Es lo mismo, pero es más cortito. Okay. And in the case of a question, what you do is that you write will first, will, and then the subject. instead of saying I will recycle, we say will you recycle? Okay, so we have will, subject, and the main verb. And after that we have the rest of the sentence. In this case, what will you recycle? It, so we say it. So, will you recycle it? Or will you go to the cinema? Will you go to the movies? Will you go to the park? Will she go to the park? Etc. And as you can see here, will, subjects, and then the main verb. And in the case of short answers, respuestas cortitas, we have two different answers. Yes or no, cuando queremos responder que sí o que no. In the case of yes, when my answer is affirmative, what I do is that I say yes. After that, I write the subject. Will you go? Someone asks me. I say yes, I will. So I use yes, the subject, and then will. Okay? Will she go? Yes, she will. Will he go? Yes, he will. Will they go? Yes, they will. Okay? In the case of a negative answer, cuando queremos decir que no vamos a hacer algo, in this case, what we do is that first we start with no, then the subject. Will you go? No, I won't. Now you might be wondering, what's the difference between will and going to? Because yes, they are similar, but there is a difference. Okay? So, we use going to when we are talking about future intentions, yes, and predictions based on evidence we can see now. Entonces usamos el going to para hacer predicciones cuando tenemos evidencia que vemos ahora. For example, oh, you forgot your umbrella. You're going to get wet. So what am I saying now? I am saying that my friend forgot her umbrella. This is what I am saying now. Okay, so my friend forgot her umbrella. She's going to get wet. Okay, and I make a prediction based on evidence I can see now. In the case of will, what we do is that we use will when we are talking about future predictions also, but in this case, my predictions are based on opinion or past evidence. Okay? For example, the world will end soon. Okay? I think that the world will end soon. This is my opinion. Okay? I don't have evidence now, but it is my opinion, and that's why I am using will. Okay, so that's all. Thanks for watching and listening. See you in class. Bye!